It's Unicron!
All right, what's up, everybody? We're here just to do kind of a general
a discussion about the big thing that's in the Transformer world right now is the Unicron, the Hasbro Unicron, and we just kind of wanted to discuss our thoughts on why this is a big deal and just kind of shoot the breeze a little bit about it.
Absolutely.
Dodongo is here. As you all know, I'm a huge Transformers fan. What a lot of you might not know is Dodongo is as well.
Yes.
Dodongo was the other big Transformers collector when we were kids.
Yeah.
Jay and Tim were more into G.I. Joe than anything, and our thing was Transformers. So
yeah, and whenever we used to fight, it was Transformers versus G.I. Joe. Back in the day.
That's
and
true.
of course, we always won because, well, we're badasses.
You exaggerate.
But yeah, it was literally just throwing rocks and sticks at each other. So, yeah.
But the Unicron, kind of controversial. It's kind of got a lot of people agitated, a lot of people excited. I guess to start this off, are you getting it?
As far as me getting it, yes, I am going to try and purchase this thing because I think I need it.
I've been going back and forth for the last month. 100 times I've been absolutely positive I was not going to get this thing. And then I'd be kind of like, they'd announce something and I'd kind of like, I got to do it. Financially, it is not the wisest choice for me at the moment. One thing I wanted to get into actually as well is Hasbro's timing with all of this, because it's not good. There's a Skyfire that just hit, and there's an Omega Supreme that's about to come out, and at the same time they're gonna have this Kickstarter type of program for a Unicron that's $600+ after shipping and everything.
I agree.
And I'm not happy about the timing of that. And the thing. Oh, and by the way, I think at this point I am going to get it. Just to put that out there. I don't have any doubt that it's going to hit. That's going to hit its goal.
Excellent.
They just had a Cookie Monster one. I feel bad for Cookie Monster because it didn't hit.
I feel
but there's
bad
a difference between Cookie Monster and Unicron. You know what I mean?
There's a huge difference between Cookie Monster and Unicron.
Unicron is one of those things that we wanted for a decent Unicron for so long, anyways. Since '86, when the movie came out, Unicron was, I think, the biggest figure that was conspicuously absent from the toy aisles. You had RC and you had the Quintessons, but I think Unicron was the one that kids wanted at least to be able to see and have the opportunity to dream of getting, and it never showed. And I remember in like the early mid-90s, we ended up getting a photocopy of this prototype.
Yes.
Of Unicron from Japan, and just thinking, oh my goodness, that is the coolest thing. I want that so bad. Kind of crude by today's standards, but at the time it was like a Unicron, just the thought of actually owning one.
Absolutely, and they have done Unicrons in the past, but not to the scale that we wanted.
And that's the thing is, so I was lucky enough to get Fortress Maximus as a kid. The Unicrons that have come out over the years have always been a little bit disappointing in the scale. When you go from something that massive in the 80s, everything else kind of pales in comparison. Unicron is not a city, he's not a base, he's a planet.
Yeah, he's the planet eater.
So he's supposed to have that type of scale. If the original Fortress Maximus was almost 2 feet tall, Unicron in my mind should be at least 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I always wondered that. I was like, something like that isn't practical, of course. But what is something that is actually feasible that they'd be able to do? At this point, they've come out with a Metroplex and a new Fortress Maximus that are 22, 23 inches tall. I think one of the things that really kind of disappointed me, though, with this announcement was that Unicron was going to be 27 inches. A few inches taller, more bulk, but
Yeah.
when you're talking about a planet, he shouldn't be in the same ball field as Fortress Maximus, as Metroplex, as Omega Supreme.
I agree with you.
But at that point, you're looking at them doubling the price of this thing.
Yes.
which the price is something that kind of ticked off a lot of people. And honestly, when I first heard it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You know, it's gonna be $600 for this thing. I was watching a YouTuber named Rodimus Primal, and by the way, check his channel out. It has the best Transformers topics on YouTube, bar none. But he was putting it in perspective. He said, "Hey, when you have statues and stuff that are $300, $400, $500, you know, and you get the masterpiece, and people are throwing down that money for those things, you know, something that's this scale, and this is the biggest thing Hasbro's ever produced, and as complex as it is, a $600 price tag is not that unreasonable for the thing."
No, it's not. Especially like I'm a huge fan of the Masterpiece series. Absolute huge fan.
Yeah.
The fact that everything's to scale and I mean just in general. So for this Unicron to come out, honestly, I was just more than ecstatic. I was excited. I was beyond excited about this. Melvor was the one who actually showed this to me. I didn't even know it was coming out, you know. And when he did, I'm just like, holy shit, I gotta get this fucking thing.
I kind of felt the same way. This is a big deal because this is, up to this point, the biggest Transformer that Hasbro's produced. How can they get bigger? You know what I mean?
Well, I think that was one of the questions that they asked in one of the startup videos. They're like, well, what comes beyond Titan, Titan class? You know, is, you know, because you got Fortress Maximus, you know, everything like that. And like, well, planet. You know, it's common sense. You know, I mean,
and to go back to what I was talking about, the thing that kind of, even 10 foot tall is not in scale for a Unicron. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. No, but
5 foot is not practical. I would have liked to have seen at least a 36-inch Unicron.
It would be nice. Granted, however, in planet form, it is going to be 30 inches. You know, that's also with the radius of the rings. You know, 27 inch.
It's a nice looking
form.
figure. I really like it. I mean, I'm excited about it. You know, this is, up to this point, the best that any of us are ever going to get.
And the fact that it actually transforms, it's not just a statue. You know what I mean? It's not just a posable statue.
Honestly, if it were me, I would be happy with a 2 foot head. Unicron head, the way he was, you know, at the end of the movie in season 3,
like a my-sized Barbie.
Well, because I think that's something that Unicron that Hasbro could actually still do. You know, like from chin to top of the head, 2 foot, and then the horns coming off of that.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. I would be happy with that. Now, they did kind of, not necessarily cut corners, but they purposely did not put things in this Unicron to keep the price as low as possible, and I commend them for that. That being said, there are a few things I would have liked. I would have liked to have seen light up action. And, you know, this is stuff that they could still change or put in if, you know, it doesn't really affect the price. I'd like to see like the eyes light up. There's a section on the chest I'd like to see, kind of like a translucent plastic. In my perfect world, the kind of ring around him, those little globules would light up too. You know, when with the switch, the way he did, and the thing would play. You got the touch. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I'd like to see.
Was it Stan Bush?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Course.
Oh yeah. You know what? There's a few things that I would have liked to have seen too. Like I would have liked to have seen at least a removable eye. But the eyes are movable, though. You know, you can at least move them left to right. You know, it does have adjustable eyes. It's going to be 19 pounds, and they actually recommend that you transform it on it comes with a special stand that you can transform.
Which I'd like to see them make that clear. I'd like to see them make that stand clear, just so the thing almost looks like it's floating.
You know what? I agree with you on that. Like that.
You know, as long as it's structurally able to support the weight, that's what I'd ideally like to see. You know, just a nice sturdy, maybe acrylic or whatever they make those things out of, stand to where the thing looks weightless, like it's floating in space.
You can remove the entire faceplate and replace it with the battle damage to where the eyes are broken out, just like that. So whenever the head is removable.
Mm-hmm. It has to be, because, you know, that's that's his character in season 3. A 2 foot tall.
Yeah, so you
Unicron head though. Hasbro, that needs to be the next thing that you do. If you're gonna do anything, make it a 2 foot Unicron head.
Do it yourself!
Doesn't need to transform. Doesn't have to be fancy. I just want that on my coffee table.
Yeah, make us a 2 foot Unicron head that you can wear.
Spirit Starscream,
that you can wear with Orson Welles' voice. You belong to me now. You know,
what's funny is I'd read this comment on YouTube and I thought it was so great. They were talking about how Orson Welles. This comment, it said something along the lines of Orson Welles started his career as a voice actor in War of the Worlds and ended it playing a world that devoured other worlds.
Yes.
So I thought that was a nice kind of symmetry, to his career. I know, some clips from the movie, little buttons. Yeah. And then they put that in cheapy toys,
Oh yeah.
So
why not?
Why not? It would have been nice, but I mean, I can understand what they're doing. It's already a hefty sum. I can't help but think if you're going to be charging after shipping and everything over 600, why not just go all the way? Why not just make a 3 or 4 foot Unicron? Go big or go home type of thing. To really make it like this. This is it. This is the holy grail as far as Transformer fans and action figures go.
I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, it's like, who has a 4 to 5 foot section on their mantelpiece?
People would make the space. I think it would. If they came out with a 4 foot Unicron for the head, a 2 foot head for $1,200, $1,500, I'd sell a kidney.
I'd sell my left nut because it actually is $1,500 to sell a nut. So.
And that? Wow, that's.
Hey, some of my friends looked it up in middle school.
Interesting. Okay.
What a fool.
And it's the thing. I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I was positive more times than not that it was something that I was going to pass on because of the price. The price was the big thing. It's like, yeah, I'd love to get that, but it's just not. But fear of missing out kind of kicks in, and it's like, dude, this is Unicron, and they're doing it right. It's Unicron. I gotta do it, and that's just me personally. I know people who want this thing bad, they just can't afford it.
Yeah.
Bad timing.
Give us a little time, dude. Give us a little time. 3 months, a year. Your tone. It's all wrong.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what else to ask.
They poured their heart and soul into actually producing and designing and manufacturing this thing. That's obvious. I think that's why I have to get it. Even though I'm sitting here and it might sound like I'm kind of dissing it a little bit, I'm still excited, and I'm still gonna have to put the money down, as much as it's gonna hurt me financially. I think everybody has to kind of make that decision on their own. Is this something that's worth that kind of hurt to the purse strings?
You know what I like to see?
Personally, I would have liked a stripped down, simplified version that was an extra foot in height. That's what I would have liked, but that's just me.
Stripped down, simplified. So Melvor wants Unicron. Melvor wants Unicron in a G-string.
Not a good image. Just saying.
Hey, I think he would rock that shit.
Not surprising that it came from you.
You people are disgusting.
Dude, he was like the ultimate villain. I mean, he's a planet. He was like the Death Star, but he transformed and he just said, I'm just gonna eat everything. I mean, he was like the best thing they could have come up with. I mean, you can't top Unicron, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, the motherfucker was hungry.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited about this. It's cool. Kudos to Hasbro. Kudos to third-party companies that are
willing to back it as well.
That are willing to back it and give access to international buyers to actually enjoy this, because it's too good just for North America or for the U.S.
Oh, I agree. It's fucking worldwide.
Yeah.
He's a planet eater.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he deserve to be spread around the planet? That's all I'm saying.
Well, we'll leave it at that. But You know, again, I'm excited, and dude, we're gonna get a decent Unicron at this point. So
Finally.
so, anyways, hope if you sat through this, I'm sorry. You know, especially if you don't like Transformers. It's kind of odd that you sat through this if you're not a big Transformers fan, honestly.
But if you don't, but if you don't like Transformers,